My name is Victor Fuller, and I'd like to welcome you to this quick tip on setting up part categories and line item mapping in EverLogic. In this session, I'm going to cover creating QuickBooks income, cost of goods, and assets or liabilities accounts, and the item that points to each account, creating a part category, and mapping line items on parts in EverLogic. For many part categories, you'll need an income, cost of goods, and asset or liability account, so I'm going to demonstrate each. Okay, let's get started. In QuickBooks, go to your chart of accounts. There are several ways to get there, but I always go to the list. Click on Chart of Accounts. When Chart of Account opens, right-click and select New. Select Income and click Continue. Give your account a name. We recommend keeping it simple. I'm setting up my battery cores, so I'm calling this account Cores Income. If you want this account to be a sub-account, click the Sub-Account Of box and select the account from the drop-down. If you want to give this account a description, you can enter it here and then click Save and Close. Now that you're back in your chart of accounts, right-click and select New so you can set up your cost of goods account. Select Cost of Goods Sold from the drop-down and click Continue. Give your account a name. I chose Cost of Goods Cores for this one. If you want this to be a sub-account, click the Sub-Account Of box and select the account from the drop-down. If you want to give this account a description, you can enter it here and then click Save and Close. Your last account is either an asset or a liability. In this example for cores, I need an asset account. In your chart of accounts, right-click and select New so you can set up your asset account. Select Other Current Asset from the drop-down and click Continue. Give your account a name. I chose Cores Assets. If you want this to be a sub-account, click the Sub-Account Of box and select the account from the drop-down. Again, if you want to give this account a description, you can enter it here and then click Save and Close. Now that your accounts for your part category are created, you'll need to create an item for each that points to that account. These items will be mapped in EverLogic so that the part category's income, cost of goods, and asset or liability on your end of day will go to the correct accounts in your QuickBooks. Go back to your lists. Click on Item List. When your item list opens, right-click and select New. From the drop-down, select Other Charge. Then give your item a name. I try to use the same name as the account to make things easy, so this will be Cores Income. Select the income account from the drop-down and click OK. Now follow these same steps for your cost of goods item. Right-click and select New. Select Other Charge from the Type drop-down. Give your item a name. Of course, I went with the account name, Cost of Goods Cores. Then select the account from the drop-down and click OK. Your last item is your asset or liability. Right-click and select New. Select Other Charge from the Type drop-down. Give your item a name. Yep, I went with the account name, Cores Assets. Then select the account from the drop-down and click OK. Now we need to set up your part category and map the line item. In EverLogic, you want to click on the System Setup tab, go to the Parts folder, and click Part Categories. In your part categories, click New. You'll need to give your new category a name and description. I always go simple, so I named mine Core, and my description Core. If you use class tracking in QuickBooks, you can select the class from this drop-down. I don't do class tracking, so I skip this step. Next, map your part category from EverLogic to QuickBooks by selecting the income item from the income item drop-down. Do the same for your asset item and your cost of goods item. Click OK. When the box "An item of account mapping has changed" appears, enter the reason. I just put first time mapping. Click Record, then click Save, and your new part category is ready for use. This concludes our training session on setting up part category and line item mapping. On behalf of myself and all of us here at EverLogic, I'd like to thank you for attending this training session. If you have any questions, please click Contact Support on the bottom of your screen in EverLogic.